Hi, I'm Liz.
I'm Chris.
And we are Carnival Cruise Addicts. So today we're going to talk about specialty restaurants and specialty dining on the Carnival Mardi Gras.
So these are the pay restaurants. Some are very reasonable. Actually, all are very reasonable. Some are more than others, let's put it that way.
Yeah. And our first one is?
Emerald's Bistro.
$13.96.
Still not sure what that is.
No.
Well, I know what the restaurant is. I don't know what $13.96 is. But great. It's Southern Louisiana fare, like Emerald's from. Bam!
Besides the beignets, you can get po' boys,
po' boys,
oysters.
Yep, they got some barbecue shrimp, which they served at the Diamond Lunch last time, and then for a entree, and then they have these. I call them empanadas. I forgot what they call them, but they look like little empanadas. They're delicious. It's like a little meat pie. Meat pie. There you go. Meat pie. And
they're all like $6, $7. They have rice and beans too, I think.
Yep. There's a sit down, but not a sit down, as she says, something casual.
I don't know if it's fast casual, but it's kind of like.
I wouldn't call it fast.
Yeah, I would say smart casual. Yeah. I don't know, but
it's still fresh made. It's not like a grab and go where you're carrying a tray at the Lido deck. They got seating right there, and it's really nice. A lot of them have water views.
Yeah, it's great. Water views. No, they don't have water views. We're on deck 6.
It's a window. You can see a window.
No, there's no window.
They don't have water reviews. This just did.
Anyway, next is Rudy Sea Grill, which is a high-end Rudy S something. I'll put the name in. A famous chef. He has created this restaurant. They have high-end seafood. They've got lobster. They've got crab. They've got all sorts of seafood stuff that I really wouldn't know anything about, but it's $48, I think, per person, which isn't bad for a multi-course meal. And I've heard really, really great things about it.
And it's an experience as well, So, I mean, look at the restaurant prices these days. You go get a little itty-bitty piece of salmon, an entree, and a drink, and you're at $100 a person, So it's especially for, an experienced type of restaurant like that.
Yeah. Yes. Next is Banzai Sushi.
Gotta say it like that. Sorry. Wicked cool little restaurant. You get a whole bunch of different types of sushi. She is a vegetarian. I am not. But they do have like California rolls and different types of sushi. I'm not that familiar with the names of
They have actually these shrimp or sushi boats, which are like massive, and people can split them and share them as a family, which is great.
Reasonably priced. The menu is a check-off menu. Just check off what you want. I believe they come around and get it, and then you get what you want. Yeah. So, pretty cool.
I don't think you need a reservation.
No, I don't think so. That one's pretty much always open. It's never packed. It's always got people in there, but it's never really packed.
Yeah.
Now, for reservations, you need...
Well, if you want Banzai Teppanyaki, you need reservations.
That's what I meant to say.
Throwing me off here. Banzai Teppanyaki is a really cool experience. It's like hibachi style, and I forget how many it seats.
10.
8 or 10 at the table. You need a reservation for this for sure.
And do it when you book the cruise.
And do it, prior, because they fill up real quick. But they have a lunch and a dinner option. And they just put on a show. They're throwing stuff and making stuff, and it's.
I got nothing to throw.
Yeah, you got nothing to throw, but that's okay. It's a great experience. It's like an event, and everybody loves it.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, you'll see. Well, I forget their opening time, but a half hour before, people are already lined up. Sitting there all giddy. Yeah. Don't stare through the window though, because it's a little creepy. Because like every time I kind of stop and look, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And somebody turns back, cuts you a look. I'm like, okay,
they're like, stop watching me eat. Yeah.
You pay for it. I pay for it. You pay for it. So.
Next option is a seafood shack. So the seafood shack, they have fried clams. Seafood. But they have like clam chowder.
Yep, they got clam chowder. Comes in a big old bread bowl. It doesn't say how many people it serves. It's a lot. So the soup is really, it's a bowl size, if you will, but it's got this giant bread thing you can dip in. Freaking delicious. They got fresh Maine lobster. Normally Maine lobster. I have not seen one yet that didn't have it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, market price, whatever that is. Yeah.
Oysters on the half shell.
That fish. What is that fish you liked?
Branzino.
Yes.
So it's a deep fried whole fish. Freaking amazing. I mean, it did take about 15 minutes to get, but they're deep frying the whole fish.
I think you can actually order ahead of time in the Hub app.
Yeah, Somebody could either confirm or deny that for us. We would appreciate it because we're not on the boat, so we don't have the hub app.
And while we have a moment, please remember to like and subscribe this video. We're trying to grow our channel, so we really appreciate if you subscribe.
Yep.
Thank you.
Definitely. And if you have any ideas or topics you want us to cover as well, this is why we do it.
Drop it in the comments.
Yeah, this is why we do it. Because we've been on a lot of cruises, and we're like, let's share the information. So if there's topics that we're not covering or we already did cover and we forgot we did, just put it in there. Just say, hey, you already covered this, ball. And cover this for us. We'd like to know more about this. We'd be more than happy to do that. Yeah. She's like, this is Miss Google right here. Okay?
Yes, well, Google is wonder. I had encyclopedias growing up. Okay, so Google's great.
We're old. Yeah. I only had A because we couldn't afford the rest of them.
The next option. All right, the next option is the chef's table. Now, the chef's table you definitely need to pre-book, and it is a culinary experience. They have a multi-course meal, but the chef is interacting with you. I think you get a galley tour.
You do a galley tour. The cool thing about the galley tour is it's live. So we've done the behind the fun tour.
Yeah.
And, they take you there during off hours because they're bringing 20, 30 people through a galley. This is like, if I had to guess, 10, 12 people, maybe 14 on the table.
It's a very limited number. Yes.
So, but you get to see what's going on, how things are going as they happen. Super cool. When they say 7-course meal, you're not going to wheelbarrow out of there. They're small plates.
Tapas.
Nice. They're small plates. Really cool. Not geared toward vegetarians, unfortunately. So I haven't done it because I'm a meat eater. She is not. So
we're going to look into it and see if they will cater to me because I would like to try it. It is $99 a person, which is a lot. But I think it's one of those like lifetime experiences that you'll never forget.
I agree. I mean, for my birthday this year, we went to a local restaurant. Great place. But for 2 people, nothing extravagant, 2 drinks each. We ended up at $230.
Yeah, it was not worth it. So this is going to be like your finest like level of cuisine, and I'm looking forward to trying it myself.
Yep. One of my personal favorites is room service. So wicked cheap, if you will, but it's good. You don't have to. If you don't feel like going anywhere,
you don't want to dress up. You just want to stay in. You want to watch a movie. You want to relax, hang out on your balcony,
drink too much the night before, whatever it might be.
They've got firecracker shrimp. They've got Greek salad. They've got Caesar salad, a lot better. Pizza, French fries, like all sorts of things that you can order.
Yep. Salads, desserts.
I mean, it is kind of sad that it was free at one point, but it's still a nominal fee.
Yeah. Look at your ticket prices on Carnival. Look at your ticket prices on everybody else, and you'll see why there's some nominal fees. And the other cruises, no matter what you do, besides the buffet, they're going to charge you for it. We haven't got to the free options, which will be another video. Yeah, that's why we're Carnival junkies, by the way. But just a little tip there, don't do it the embarkation day, and don't do it the day before you get off or at the night before you get off. Because when
it's very crowded. Everybody's
that's when you get the most complaint. Oh my God, it took an hour. I don't know how many people they have running this food, but on this particular boat, there are 5,000 guests. So if 20% said, hey, let's order room service, you got 1,000 people. Could you imagine your Domino's trying to deliver 1,000 people's a pizza?
From one little store. Yeah.
So bring patience on those particular nights, but they still get there and it's still fresh.
My favorite option is actually Fahrenheit 555, which is the steakhouse.
Weird coming from a vegetarian, by the way.
Absolutely. But they have done a phenomenal job really making sure that they can accommodate people's different food preferences.
Not necessarily, I mean, they have the allergy thing too, but.
Yeah, but I always tell them I'm vegetarian, and I get like high quality food,
ridiculously high quality.
Yeah, I mean, when did they make me some crazy pasta dish?
It came out like, I guess they use a ring mold. If you ever watched the chef shows, they put all the pasta in there. They decorated it with these edible flowers.
Yeah.
Then they put this beautiful pattern on the outside. I tell her all the time, I personally think the chefs are like, ooh, a vegetarian in a steakhouse.
It's a challenge.
Challenge accepted. They bring out amazing stuff. And I'm sure there's some folks that have done this prior and said, well, they brought me a bowl of pasta. That was back in the day. That's what they did.
No, I mean, it
was like ragu and some old frickin'.
Yeah, it is really like they've stepped up their game.
Yeah,
and
they did a mushroom fritter thing. Oh, fritter. I think that was called mushroom fritter.
Something. And they stuff mushrooms. They do everything they can to accommodate. And it is phenomenal.
Yeah,
I highly recommend it.
It's an experience again, so it's not a grab and go. So I'd budget yourself a good hour to an hour and a half, depending on when you're going. But you have 3 or 4 different people serving you. If you get a bottle of wine, they open the bottle, they pour a little in. Is this good for you? You know, it's really an experience. So we're more the Lido deck people, but we definitely try to hit it every time we're on the cruise because it's nice to just sit down and relax, you know, and get some really good service from these folks.
Yeah.
That's what we didn't mention at any of these places. The service is spectacular. So I believe, I don't know, I would imagine they take their best people and then put them in these restaurants because they're always smiling, they're always happy, they're chatty. The last boat we were at, we saw the gentleman that served us throughout the boat. He's like, "Hey, listen, Chris," and we sat down and talked. They're just really good people. So
yeah.
I'm rambling. She's gonna tell me to shut up in a minute.
No, well, we're done. We're done for today. That's all we got. So we appreciate you watching and tune in for more.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I dressed up for it too.